get started. So first of all, we've got our piece of fabric. Now when I do finishes, I make sure that I've got at least an inch wider on all four sides when I'm covering mat board. So my piece of fabric today, I'm not going to give you any measurements because obviously each finish is going to be a different size, but I'll just go through the actual construction of the accordion fold. So I've got my piece of fabric, I've got all my mat board pieces cut out, and then just on the other side of the fabric I've drawn a light pencil line showing the inch wider of where I'm going to be placing the mat board for the finish. So what I'm going to do is just secure that in place, and I'll be using a combination of glues. So I use Crafter's Choice Tacky Craft Glue and Helmer fabric glue. All the products that I'm using today are available at Spotlight. That's where I got all the fabric from, and so they're easily accessible. So first of all, I've measured my 1 inch on that side, and then I'm going to glue that in place, and then I'm going to leave about 3/4 of an inch in between, maybe a little bit more, in between the placement of each mat board going across. So I just measure, you can probably even, yeah, maybe an inch, and that will give it lots of room to fold. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these into place, and I'll fast forward through this bit because you don't need to see me gluing everything. So I've just put a dot in each corner just to hold that in place until I get them all laid out along the length of my fabric. So those are all glued in place. Now I'm going to start gluing the two ends down and then the bottom. Around and do the other side. Now we'll do the long edge. Just go all the way along and up on that piece, across to there, along there, there and there. Flip that up. Don't know if you can see it, probably not. Okay, that's one side done. Let's flip it round and we're going to do the other side exactly the same. Come all the way along. And then that is that bit done. So we'll just push that up there. So that's all glued into place. Now we've got these little strips which are going to go in between all of the boards. So I have folded it over, quarter. Now these need to measure the height of your piece plus an extra half an inch, because you're going to fold it over and glue baste it into place, and then they're going to be glued into these sections of the backing piece. So again, we're just going to put some glue a little bit along there and there, and then I just put some down the sides, both sides. Oops, and I've done the wrong one, so I need to do that one. For my sake, so you can see. Right. Now with this part, you can use a contrasting fabric. You can use the same like I've done. And you're just going to glue that in. Don't worry about that because it's not going to be seen, and it'll dry clear. Just going to glue that into place, and that's that one done. I'm going to do the same on the other ones. So a bit of glue up there and a bit of glue along this piece. Okay, last one. Now you don't have to be too precise with this part, as long as it covers that middle gap, you'll be fine, because that's what will be seen when it's standing up. So I'm just wiping the excess glue with a baby wipe. So that's the back all done. So these were the board that I'd cut, was just, these were all offcuts from previous projects that I'd done, and you'd obviously measure it for your cross stitch piece when you do it. So I've pre-done all of the bits to go on, so they will just sit in there, and then they're ready to display. So we'll go ahead and glue those on. Now for this part I use the fabric glue, and just on the back. Now the back's not pretty, it doesn't need to be, because you're not going to see it. So I'll just use a stack of glue all the way around the edges. And this glue is so good. So this is fabric glue because it's going onto fabric, but you can use, normally I'd use E6000 or even the tacky craft glue. Hot glue I find isn't a permanent bond, so and then I just line these up. And stick them on. So with the finish that I did, the cross stitch finish I did for my customer, this red part of the board, that was the mounted cross stitch piece. She didn't want any border. So with this one I've done it a little bit different. So I've mounted and put some batting in the white fabric, just to give it a bit of dimension. And then yeah, so you can do that part however you like, but I just wanted to show you the basic construction of how I do this style of finish. You just feel in there where the edge of your board is underneath. And stick it down. Go as close to the edge as you can. And these I I didn't measure, I just sort of eyeballed the top and the bottom space. And the last one. we have it. So what I do now is I fold it all up and I put it in my book press, just so that it, I don't know how I'm going to do this, maybe like that. I did it before, the other one. How did I do it? But anyway, it'll go into the book press and stay there for a few hours till everything's set. And there we have two beautiful accordion concertina style displays for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.